Yeah, Baba's here in his pink coat and sadra, white pajamas, and also in his comely coat. I can Baba saying, Baba loves you all and all is well. And he's saying, indeed, this year also has been a good year. The way you would like to think, as good as it has been, like all the years you have lived. And also going forward, it shall all be good and nice. So always stay charged, stay positive, always energize yourself in the circle of love and joy, and spread the same happiness to every soul that you meet and touch. It's only when you believe in the power of sharing and loving that you see goodness everywhere, and more so goodness within you, that gets charged and helps you to stay positive and on top of things. You are able to help with my universal work. And therefore, let the years ahead bring in more joy and happiness, and also energize yourself to make sure that you radiate happiness and also serve mankind in your own little way. And as we move forward with this season of joy and giving, I bless you all to stay in that space and energy. And how can I help you today?
Tell something, give a lecture on whatever topic you think is right.
Baba Singh, I will very briefly speak on freedom and wisdom. The power of freedom means that you have a free wish and free will, right?
Mm.
And when you want to use that power of free wish and free will and freedom, you actually try and execute it from that space of good wisdom, correct?
Mm.
And wisdom comes from observation, from understanding, from your own learnings, from teachings, and you then want to use that wisdom that resides in you in a good way, right?
Mm.
And that wisdom helps you to take a lot of decisions, more as we may call it, being intuitive or sometimes inherent. And therefore we all have that free wish and free will to lead our lives the way we want to. And hence freedom is very important to us. And for that freedom to reside in our body, mind, spirit and soul, it is extremely important that we energize ourselves, we energize our soul to align to that energy and use it selectively and use it well, right?
Mm.
And therefore, that is the very fundamental right of every living soul. Freedom of thought, freedom to express your emotions, freedom to express love, gratitude, help, freedom to distribute knowledge, freedom to gain knowledge, freedom to be a good parent, a good worker, a good colleague, a good friend, a good mate, a good spouse, a good child, and a good parent, and more, isn't it?
Mm.
And of course, therefore, we should respect that freedom and wisdom that exists in each and every soul, right?
Mm.
And how can we do that? When we use our wisdom wisely, when we understand the rights and obligations of others that we deal with and who are with us, and we let people explore, explore and engage and expand and help ourselves and others to live in that space of using our wisdom wisely and expressing it through our free wish and will. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Right?
Yes.
So I would say freedom and wisdom goes hand in hand. If you are wise enough to understand that we all are made differently, but the same energy exists in us, then we will respect that freedom. We will respect that energy that resides in everyone, right?
Mm.
And when you use freedom wisely, it actually helps in doing universal work. You can also coin it as good empowerment, isn't it? So when world leaders use their wisdom wisely and express it through their freedom of thought, action, and deeds, of course, all the energies will sync together and work well, right?
Mm.
But if that basic energy is not in sync, that's when conflict and confusion starts existing. And that conflict and confusion relates or gets into that space of I, me, and myself. And then it becomes like it gets invested into a very personal gain, right? And when it gets into that space of personal gain, then the good wisdom that exists in you starts getting diluted. And therefore, you're not able to think well for your own self. And therefore, how will you be able to think well? And hence, we always keep hearing this very strong but loaded saying that be wise, right? What does that mean? Being wise is actually, it means be careful with everything that you do, right? Think wisely, spend wisely, speak wisely, be clever enough to use that energy in a good way, right? Encash it well. And when you use that wisdom cautiously, freely, you are able to see magic happen. Why are we wise with the money that we earn? Or we believe in saying, save it for a rainy day, isn't it? There's a lot of effort that has gone in to earn that money, isn't it? Right from the time you have spent time educating yourself, then going out in the workforce, gathering that experience, getting that experience get acknowledged, appreciated, recognized, and rewarded, right? And that's when you earn that respect, you earn that money, you value it well, right? Isn't it? And therefore you use it wisely. So wisdom that exists within yourself and others. Wisdom is also about gaining knowledge. You don't want to dilute your resources that you have or waste unnecessarily, right? You want to hold it well and you want to use it freely with that concept of freedom at the right time and in a wise manner, isn't it? So it's very important to give a lot of thought on how freedom and freedom actually works together. I thought it was very different, which one needs to really delve and think about it.
Yeah, I think that part is clear. The wisdom and freedom needs to be used in sync. But the problem comes when the individual ego and personal gain and benefit gives the freedom to act for self gain at the cost of others. And that's where the wisdom gets nullified.
That's right, that's what I said. That when it becomes a personal gain, then you are actually diluting that energy, isn't it? And that's when there is commotion, there's chaos, there's confusion, energies are not in sync, self turmoil, the environment that you are in, and that gets extended at the universal level, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we talk about global warming, put this concept into global warming, right? We all have the wisdom to know how we must keep our environment clean, right? And we have that choice whether we want to do it or we don't want to get into that space. So if you are not going to use the freedom and wish, free wish and will that you have, and that great understanding to use it wisely, obviously one fine day you will see that the entire universal force and energy will not be in sync. And the repercussion or the effect of that starts from your home and it extends to the entire universe. And rightfully, when it becomes a personal gain, an ego clash, then you are not able to think wisely for your own self, for your own growth and benefit, and therefore you will always carry blocked energies. You will not be able to extend that energy beyond your own space and periphery. That is why world leaders come in unison, right? It's not like one country can think straight and do things. People come together, right? They bring collective consciousness and wisdom, right? And then decide how to use it in the right manner, in the right direction. Isn't that correct? And we actually start this concept from our own home. We give the freedom to our children to express themselves, right? Whether it is right or wrong. It's only when you don't bottle up your emotions and you express yourself, you will. What happens is when you suppose a child wants to show you a small performance or wants to express freely, right? We encourage them, right? So that they are not in that space of inhibition or being shy or feel that how am I going to be judged, right? So we let them grow and we let them flower within themselves to use that freedom that they have, and then we support them and build it in the right way, isn't it? So it starts from the very four walls that we live in. And then, of course, it becomes a community affair. You're out in school, you're out in the community, you're out in big organizations, you're out working at the global level, at an international level, and that becomes an universal thought that you express. So, in saying that, wisdom should be used wisely and freedom also should be used wisely. Good. So, I will leave you with this good thought.